Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Here's a segment from the National Media Watch Group, If Americans Knew, which works on the intersection of American media and Middle East politics.
Jeffrey Goldberg is one of the media's Middle East experts. He is a staff writer for The New Yorker, has worked for the New York Times Magazine and the Washington Post. He frequently appears on PBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, and NPR news shows. In 2006, he wrote a review of former President Jimmy Carter's book about Israel-Palestine. Carter has spent decades working for Mideast peace. In 2002, he received the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to bring peaceful solutions to international conflicts. In his book, Carter assigns primary blame for the continuing violence in the Middle East to Israeli leaders. In his Washington Post review, Goldberg slams the book mercilessly. He terms it anti-historical and calls Carter cynical. Goldberg's extremely negative 1,600-word review is featured prominently and in its entirety on Amazon.com's product overview of the book. What the Washington Post and Amazon neglect to tell readers is that Goldberg is hardly a neutral reviewer.
I believe from a very early age in Zionism in a very, very personal way.
After college, Goldberg emigrated to Israel, took Israeli citizenship, joined the Israeli army, and served at Israel's notorious concentration camp, Ketziot. A Palestinian Christian leader describes what it was like to be a prisoner at Ketziot.
They feed you when they feel like to. They give you water when they feel like to. And they could shoot at you from the towers, from the soldier tower, if they suspect anything is going wrong. It's like being exposed to death 24 hours a day. In fact, I remember this incident like upon arrival to Ketziot, the camp administration was trying to force prisoners to build more sections. And prisoners refused. So the detention center commander came in after all detainees were standing in rows and started shouting at us, and then he said, "Who is the man among you?" like in Hebrew. And two persons stepped to say, "Yes, what do you want? If you want to talk it, we can talk it." And he immediately grabbed the gun from the hand of the soldier and shot them dead.
In an interview in The New Yorker, Jeffrey Goldberg described what it was like to work as a guard at Ketziot.
What would you do with $3 trillion? The $3 trillion shopping spree is your chance to find out. Want to reign over your own island nation? Go right ahead. Or maybe fund research that will cure a deadly disease. It's up to you. You can even wage an endless war that will cripple America's economy. With the $3 trillion shopping spree, anything's possible. Bill in Los Angeles bought 100,000 luxury yachts, 20,000 sprawling estates, and 650,000 private islands. Mary in Michigan gave health care to all Americans and still had $2.8 trillion left over. George B. in Washington started an illegal war that resulted in 151,000 dead Iraqi civilians. Gary in Indiana bought 1.5 billion pounds of beluga caviar. Debbie in New York bought 500 schools in her home state and still had $2.987 billion left for school supplies. Donald R. in Arlington, Virginia destabilized an entire region and displaced 4 million innocent people. What will you do with $3 trillion? Go to www.3trillion.org and spend, spend, spend.
Psst, do something.
You've been watching Chicago Independent Television, a project of the Chicago Independent Media Center Video Collective. The Independent Media Center is a growing worldwide network of media producers, journalists, citizens, and activists, working to put the media in the hands of everyday people and away from corporate and commercial interests. To learn more, visit our website at chicago.indiemedia.org. There you can find out about upcoming Chicago area events and how to get involved in making your own media, including how to help make this very TV show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.